Welcome back YouTube to another video. Today we're going to be checking out some cases for the iPhone 12 series. And these cases are provided to me by ESR. I have checked out, I think, a case of theirs a long time ago. I think back on the Pixel 3 XL, if I want to say, but if I do have a video on that, that will be up here regardless. So thank you to them for providing these to me, but I will still provide my honest feedback and opinion based on kind of what I see. They're not paying me or anything like that for this video. They just provided me the products itself, and I will leave the link down in the description on the cases that we go over today. So here on the right we have the iPhone 12 Pro Max in the silver white color, and then 12 mini in the mint color here as well. So real quick, these cases, you can pick them up on Amazon or also on their website. I believe they have additional color options on their website. So in case you don't see it on Amazon, you can head over to their website. So let's go ahead and start off with the 12 Pro Max. So this first one here is going to be a clear case. But within the clear case, there is a metal kickstand. With the 12 Pro Max being such a huge device, having a kickstand is actually going to be extremely helpful, especially when you're wanting to view content. So here is the silicone case, completely clear on all sides. There's no sort of like texture pattern inside, so just a heads up there. But then here is that metal kickstand. This is a very nice, solid, satisfying kickstand to pull out. It's very smooth and it can stay at any sort of angle, so it's not like hinge bait. There is a hinge, but there's a magnet which will then keep it closed. So let's go ahead and throw the phone into the case here real quick. In this case, for the 12 Pro Max, you can actually pick it up on sale depending on when you watch this video. Right now it is actually 18 bucks, down from 33, so that's actually a great sale. There might be additional coupons as well, depending on when you check this out. So first, of course, you want to make sure that your device is wiped down. All right, so here we are. So here is the case itself. Now we are using a tempered glass screen protector up front, and you can check out that video up here as well if you're interested in seeing what screen protector we're using on our devices. Now the case itself doesn't offer a lot of lip protection from the front, since we are using a tempered glass. That space, there's a much smaller gap, but it is not resting on the glass itself. So if you don't have a tempered glass screen protector, or if you are right now, we can see it's not resting on the glass. Otherwise this phone would be sliding around all around. You have your cutout for your alert, mute, volume switch there. Volume buttons, power buttons still feel very clicky, nothing affected there. And then on the bottom you have your cutouts for your speakers, your mic, and your lightning port. But this is a very grippy case. This is not going to slide out of your hand. And then down here you have a bump for that kickstand, right? So they've been able to keep the slimness of the entire phone to a minimum, but just having this little small bump where that kickstand is. So you could technically have it stand up just like this, right? It will tilt depending on if you're going to trying to type on it, but the main purpose is to being able to lay it horizontally, and you can change the angle and it's going to stay in place. So most kickstands only open to a certain degree all the way out, but this you can actually kind of keep and change the angle pretty much from that all the way out to that angle. So if you're sitting more above you, if you're sitting more kind of like your head's looking more down, you can lay it more flat, or depending on where you're sitting, you can prop it up at a much steeper angle. And it's solid, it's not going anywhere. And this kickstand is very well made, and then it clips that little small boom. Now it's flush back with the case. The camera bumps are protected as well. There's a nice amount of gap between the lenses and the actual case itself, so those are going to be protected as well. This is completely protected. There's no gaps, openings on any of the sides, and in the corners there is, it looks like, additional kind of material or a gap there for some of the air cushioning. So that is also the reinforced drop protection right in those corners. So enough with the clear kickstand case. We're going to go ahead and check out next this one here, which will then get into the 12 mini at the same time. This is their liquid silicone case, and they offer these in various colors as well. And then in here, they give you just a little information pamphlet of installing screen protectors, and it looks like it's all universal. It's going to be in every single case accessory box. So this liquid silicone case is kind of like a 3-part case according to the Amazon listing, and we'll kind of discuss that in just a second. But ooh, this feels really nice. That's a nice soft touch silicone feeling. So this is the purple, and then for the 12 mini we have the associated color for the mint right here as well. Very nice packaging. There's some styrofoam to kind of keep the shape of the case. It's in plastic and a wrapping as well. So here's the mint and the purple. Now the design are going to be consistent. They're both going to be the same. They're going to have all the same cutouts. The camera bump is slightly different on the Pro Max versus the 12 mini. But in terms of feel, this feels really good. There's a good amount of grip as well. But before we kind of get the phone in the case itself, inside there is a nice kind of felt lining around all the edges and on the bottom. Now on the edges, it does look a little messy in terms of kind of where that material sits, as you can see right in that corner, for example. But that's not going to affect the performance or the phone fitting in the case. So on the outside, there's this silicone line, basically, right? So this is their 3-layer protection. So on the outside, there's this liquid silicone, and then on the inside, there's actually a kind of hard polycarbonate in frame, so to speak. And then you also have this kind of soft microfiber felt lining on the inside for protecting the phone. So you have this 3-layer protection, which is going to go for all the series, depending on 12 mini, that sort of thing. So the 12 mini case, actually, surprisingly on Amazon, is more expensive than the Pro Max. So this one, of course, comes in different colors, and that would be $14, and then $10 for the Pro Max. Again, if these colors are not available on Amazon, head over to ESR's website and check them out on their site. So let's go ahead and throw the devices into the case itself. And so, of course, the mint green phone, you got to go with the mint green case itself. So this still keeps true to the actual design of the 12 series in terms of the boxiness. It looks like the 12 Pro Max is more rounded than the 12 mini. The 12 mini still has kind of more of a boxy shape, whereas the Pro Max has more of a rounded, softer edge. Something I noticed right away. And then the camera bumps are also slightly different, so there's a lot more material around the edges here of the Pro Max. But in terms of the height difference, it looks like the Pro Max is also slightly deeper in terms of material amount. As you can see right there, just visually you can see the Pro Max being a bigger, heavier phone. Definitely a good idea that they did that to offer that larger material. In terms of volume feel, power button feel, things like that, all feels great still. So you are not losing out on that premium Apple button feel there. The bottom down here, you have your cutouts. I mean, this is nice. I mean, it feels great. There's also a cutout for like a little lanyard if you want, and that's up to you if you want to implement that. It doesn't come included, but it looks like on the 12 mini it does not actually have that cutout, so that's interesting. But in terms of feel for the mini, of course, it still feels great as well. And in terms of, I'd say it's not slippery, but it's not super grippy like the silicone case. a little bit of movement on the surface, but it's not going to slide off. This actually feels really good. I am curious though how this material will hold up over time in terms of discoloration, if it gets grimy, dirty, oily. I've had issues on other cases before as well, especially picking up lint with it being a much more grippy silicone material. Usually most of the time when you're using a case like this, lint and every other particle in your pant pocket gets on the case when you pull it out. So I would be just right now, boom, there's little bits of hair that got picked up from the surface right here, and will cling to the surface. So just a heads up, I'll leave any sort of feedback in the comments below as well when I test that out and experience it for a daily driver. If you guys have any questions or comments thus far, feel free to leave them down below too, and I will be able to answer them throughout when I get them. Lastly is for the 12 mini. Now, something I wish that ESR did for their packaging is actually listed kind of what's inside. So there's nothing, all these boxes are just standard, same content in terms of what's listed. There's nothing that differentiates the packaging saying that this is a leather case or anything like that. So that might be a little concerning. I wish they did that. It's just that little bit of nicer touch for a customer when they receive their case. So this is their white leather case for the 12 mini. They do also have it in black, and they also do offer this case for the 12 Pro Max. So for the 12 mini, this is $26, and this is definitely a different aesthetic. You have a nice little, this is kind of neat, a genuine leather patch, so to speak, kind of an example of the leather that they're using. And overall, that is gonna have to be cut off, but this is, you can kind of see the grain of the leather all around. It's pretty soft. It's very smooth. And then you have these kind of rose gold type accents. I kind of wish that these were silver, or they offered it in a different color accent. I'm not a fan of this color, especially with a mint green. It's not going to really go it's not going to go real well. If you did get a different color 12 mini, then I think it would look really, really great. But for the mint, it's not going to work, unfortunately. So that is a downfall. The black one, it looks like it is just black accents, or dark gray at least, where it looks like the white has this kind of gold accent. So on the side we have ESR, original since 2009. So they've been around since 2009. And on the inside it has that same type of design as the silicone. So you have this kind of felt soft material lining on the inside, and then you have the leather on the out, and then that hard polycarbonate actual just frame itself. So let me go ahead and get this cut off real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. So we finally got that little patch off from the bottom, so you will need scissors to get that taken off. And this actually fits a lot better than the silicone. The silicone case seemed to be much more clingy and more exact fit. This seems for the device to actually fit deeper into the case. You can see the much larger gap between the glass and the edge of the case there. And now the true testament is the buttons. How do the buttons feel? And I can actually say that the buttons still feel great. These are a metal, I think they're metal or plastic. So the buttons have a nice kind of chamfered edge and finish to them, which feel and look great. Around the camera bump, it has this nice kind of very premium looking ring around it. And then of course there's some phrasing here. It says drop guard protection. Not sure if you can see that right in there. There you go. And then I'm gonna say the switch to get to is a little bit more difficult than on the silicone case, because this is a much deeper material case. Obviously leather being thicker than what silicone and felt is, so this is going to be a slightly more bulky case, but to be honest, you're not going to really be able to tell the difference. At the bottom there's your cutouts, everything is a-okay. So White leather, this is going to be interesting how this ages. Be kind of curious to see how the leather holds up around the ring here. And I think leather over time ages differently. It kind of gives it a very unique look, just natural aging in terms of maybe any sort of staining. Leather, of course, is going to scratch just because that's leather. Silicone will as well, but I think it's going to take a lot more to scratch than leather would. So it's grippy, it feels great, and of course this is offered as well for the 12 Pro Max and other series devices. What I can do is I will leave the links down in the description per each case that I've mentioned here in this video, as well for each of the devices that is offered. So if you have a 12 Pro Max, go to the description, click on 12 Pro Max based on kind of what case that you're interested in, and then I'll also leave links for the 12 Pro as well, since those use the same case. So here is the question. So I have a 12 mini right here, and this is their leather case. Now, unfortunately, with their leather case, this slides right off. This is not, because of this case being thicker, it's not sticking. So let's go ahead and take the case off. Boom, there you go. So now that's not going anywhere. ESR offers cases as well that do have the magnets built in to increase the strength. So this is a silicone case, and it's going to fall off if you hit a bump when you're driving. This is not very strong. So unfortunately, silicone case that they offer and the leather do not support, at least very well. So yeah, I mean, I think this, as much as I don't like this rose gold accent with the mint color, I really like this white aesthetic. I'm going to switch between these two. These both feel really great. Depending on my mood, I might swap between the two, but we'll see. I think I really like the added depth that the leather case offers. The phone just sits deeper in it, and it looks like it's just going to add a lot more protection than the silicone would. So let me know, guys, down in the comments which case you are most interested in, the silicone, the leather, or the clear silicone case with the kickstand. Of course, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the section below, and I'll do my best to answer them and provide any sort of additional feedback that I come across after using these. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, or if you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next video. You guys take care, stay safe out there.